Okay, so welcome to this first lecture of the first unit. So our first unit is about guided waves, so wherein we study how the microwaves will be transmitted through the guided structures such as rectangular waveguides or planar waveguides, etc. Okay, so in this context, before we start the actual concept, so as we discussed in the previous overview, right? So a microwave signal is basically an electromagnetic wave. It is an electromagnetic wave of a particular frequency range. So here the range that we discussed was 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz. So electromagnetic wave that is having a frequency between 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz is called as a microwave signal. So it is basically an electromagnetic wave, right? Simple. So we know that electromagnetic waves are of different, right? There is a broad range of spectrum. Okay. So starting from 1 hertz to 10 power 20 hertz. So there are different types of electromagnetic waves. So out of this, one particular type is the microwave signals. So microwave signals are ranging from 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz. So again, right? Again, this microwave band, or that what our frequency band that we discussed, that is 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz. So again, this is subdivided into several categories based on the frequency of the signal. So here, if I consider, okay, based on the frequency, the microwave signals are divided into several bands. Okay, so the first case is this frequency ranging between 1 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz. Okay, so it is a microwave signal ranging between 1 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz frequency. This particular frequency is called as the L band of microwaves. So it is an L band microwave signal. Next, the second is, so when the frequency lies between 2 gigahertz to 4 gigahertz, then the microwave signal is said to be present in S band. Okay, S band. Okay, so S band, right? So corresponds to 4 gigahertz band. Okay, so right, if I take the 1 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz band, so what are the applications that we have? So where this L band is used? So this is right useful, or it is present in all our cellular communications and satellites, that is DTH, direct to home satellite television. All these right applications are available in this 1 gigahertz to 2 gigahertz. So we know that the recent LTE, that is the 4G communication band, works at 1.8 gigahertz. Okay, 1800 gigahertz, right? Okay, 1800 megahertz band. Okay, which is 1.8 gigahertz, so which lies in L band. Okay, so these L band signals, okay, even though these are microwave signals, they have characteristics similar to that of radio waves that we discussed. Okay, and these are most useful in the commercial communication applications like mobile phones, right? Satellite television, satellite phones, etc., etc. Coming to the next band, which is 2 gigahertz to 4 gigahertz band. So this band is called as the S band. Okay. So this S band, it has widely used in the ISM, right? That is wireless communication devices such as Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. So we know that the frequency of Bluetooth is 2.4. So it's also right has a sub band called as ISM. Okay, so ISM band, which is the 2.4 gigahertz range, where all our many of our wireless protocols like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, WLAN, WiMAX, etc., etc. So all of them, Zigbee, right? All of these work around this band. Okay, so the S band is particularly useful in all wireless networking areas. Next, coming to the next band, which is the 4 to 8 gigahertz band. So this is the C band. Okay, this is the C band. So here, right, general purpose or short range radars are used in this band. So this band is generally used for short range and long range radars. Whatever the forecasting and detection, radioactive detection and ranging, everything is performed in this right with the help of the signals, microwave signals that are present in the C band. So C band represents 4 to 8 gigahertz range. Next, next is right fourth right band of frequency is the 8 to 12 gigahertz band. So 8 to 12 gigahertz band. This band is called as the X band. Okay, X band of frequencies. And this X band of frequencies is useful, or where it is utilized is in the general purpose, right, academic and research studies. So all our academic and research studies, the microwave signals that we use, or the microwaves that we have in our laboratories, in the academic and research areas, all of them are working in X band. Okay, so X band ranges from 8 to 12 gigahertz. So even some of the right missile guidance systems, okay, the defense applications, missile guidance systems, right, many of them are utilizing X band frequencies. Okay, then next, the two bands that we have next, right? So 12 to 18 gigahertz band, which is called as the Ku band, 18 to 27 gigahertz band, which is K band, and 27 to 40 gigahertz band. So these three bands, the next three, Ku, K, and Ka. So, right, these three bands, right, okay, 12 to 18, 18 to 27, and 27 to 40. So, because the frequency range of these microwave signals is very high, the energy capacity of these signals is, or the energy carried out by these signals is very high. So, therefore, these three bands are especially useful in military, right, warfare systems. Okay, in order to detect and destroy the opposition vehicles or missiles or right targets. Okay, so this particular band, these three bands, that is the Ku band, K band, and Ka band, is especially useful in military and defense applications. Okay, and nowadays so many this low range warfare and surface and air missiles, all of them are based on these microwave bands, so Ku, K, and Ka bands. Okay, and then the next two bands that we have, okay, that is 40 to 300 gigahertz band and above 300 gigahertz band. So these two bands are millimeter bands and sub-millimeter bands. So here the wavelength of the signal lambda will be in millimeters range. Okay, so it is also a very high frequency signals, and the energy of these signals will be also very high. So we don't generally use these in commercial applications. So, but it is used especially in medicine, medical applications such as treatment of cancer, okay, detection of fractures, etc., etc. So those places we can utilize these millimeter and sub-millimeter signals, subbands. Okay, so this is the brief overview about the microwave bands. Okay, so the microwave frequencies range from 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz. So electromagnetic waves that have these frequency are called as microwaves. Again, this microwave spectrum, whatever we have, 1 gigahertz to 1000 gigahertz, it is divided into several subbands. Okay, so these are the subbands. So 1 to 2 gigahertz, we call that as L band, and this is applicable or useful in cellular communications and mobile communications and in DTH televisions, etc., etc. Next, we use 2 to 4 gigahertz, which is called as the S band. So this is used in wireless networking applications such as Bluetooth protocol, Zigbee protocol, Wi-Fi, etc. Okay, so these wireless networking applications are designed in S band. Next, 4 to 8 gigahertz, which is called as the C band. So this is particularly useful in the radars, short range and long range radars, okay, and also navigation systems. So all these are dependent on C band, use C band frequencies, which is 4 to 8 gigahertz. Next, 8 to 12 gigahertz, which is the X band frequencies. So this is particularly useful in academic and research purposes, and also in the satellite guidance systems that are used in military. Next, 12 to 18 gigahertz, 18 to 27 gigahertz, and 27 to 40 gigahertz, which are called as Ku band. 12 to 18 is called as Ku, 18 to 27 is called K, and 27 to 40 is called as Ka. So all these three bands are especially useful in military guidance systems, defense applications. Okay, and because the signal frequency is very high, these are not probably preferably, right, the radiation effects are more, so we don't use them in the commercial applications. We use or we utilize them for military applications. Next, 40 to 300 gigahertz and 300 and above 300 gigahertz. So in these two cases, the wavelength will be right in millimeters. So that is why these bands are called as millimeter band and sub-millimeter bands. So these are used for very long distance communications and also in medical image treatment, okay, for cancer and tumors. So this is the brief overview of the microwave bands. Okay, so in the next lecture, we'll continue with the next topic.